This segment is sponsored by iChiro Clinics and Peak Performance Integrated Medicine. I'm here with Dr. Michael Quast to talk about a topic that he's hearing a lot about right now, and that is testing, the essential nature of testing, which can actually predict whether you are at risk for muscle injury. And this is an important piece of the puzzle, isn't it, Dr. Quast?
Yeah, it's an exciting time, right? So many people have injuries, whether they're at work or at home. People are doing these little things that they get hurt from, like picking a dandelion or sneezing or coughing or raking leaves. And, that's not the same as getting hit by a car or falling off the roof, right? And so people wonder, it's like, why are these simple activities injuring a person? Rolling over in bed. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? Like little kids can do this stuff and they don't get hurt. So what we're finding is it's people have restricted mobility that they're unaware of. And so our testing, we can find where these restricted mobilities are and then work on those, which then you can prevent future problems from happening, because you've got better mobility and you're not going to get hurt as easy.
So this is sort of predictive testing rather than let the injury happen and testing to try to figure out what caused it and how to fix it. This is important front end stuff.
Yeah, it's very exciting because it has been used and we do use it for things that have already happened. So if somebody's gotten hurt, you can measure their ranges of motion, their mobilities, how far they can bend and move. You can measure that and use that as a tracking mechanism to know the progress that they're making with a injury or problem. Where the new thinking is, though, and the new model is using those to identify a person's risk before. So, giving an example, I always like this one. I call it the butterfly example, because this lady came in, she had hurt her neck. Uh, I thought she fell off the roof or something bad. It was that severe,
Yeah.
and she's like, no, I just was at the butterfly museum. A butterfly flew by, I turned my head, and now my neck hurts. Like butterflies don't hurt people, right? But she's thinking this, right?
Yeah.
So what it was is she had a very restricted neck range of motion. She could only turn her head about 25 degrees, and you should have
Mm,
90 degrees. And we can make her feel better, but if we don't fix the inability to move, what happens the next time another butterfly flies by? She's just
yeah.
going to be in the same boat. And so ideally what we're able to do is if we had measured her before she went to the butterfly museum, we would have seen that she only had that far that she could go. We would have went, aha, you're at risk of having a problem because you can't move. And so then we would have been working on her immobility instead of her pain. We would have been saying, hey, let's get that 25 to turn into 50 to 75 to 90 and normal. Now her risk goes way low. And now we've actually prevented problems from happening. So
Uh,
that's kind of like the idea that we're seeing.
and you've kind of demonstrated for me in the past the kinds of testing that you do. It's fairly simple, the ability to get a read on where someone is restricted.
Yeah, it's super simple and easy. It's not like you got to get MRIs and CT scans. This is simple range of motion. How far can you turn? How far can you bend? How far does your shoulder bend and move? How far does your knee bend and move? And measuring that. How far does your hip move? Your back? Like we can measure all these simply with no side effects or anything like that. And then use those as trackers to know how somebody's doing and then be able to get in front of these problems that people have. And they've been kind of doing this in sports. I mean, I have guys that come in every time before they go play golf because they'll feel a
Wow.
restriction in their golf swing. Oh boy, this feels tight. So they'll come in and then we'll work on them. We're using all our different integrated therapies. And then they have more motion and mobility. And then they're like, okay, now I'm ready to go play. And they play better. And we've known this and seen it in sports. It's just the average person is not aware of it. They don't know this is available. And then too, if you think about it, if you're a person who's getting older and we use this model on you, you're going to be an old person who moves and who
Yeah.
can do stuff. And like,
Well,
who
let's let
doesn't
folks
want
know.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, who doesn't want it? So, to book an appointment, Visit peakperformanceintegratedmedicine.org. That is where it all starts. Dr. Quast, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.